Whether you're doing a master's or a PhD, choosing a professor is such a critical step in your graduate journey. You will have that person with you for years. And if things run in the positive direction, that becomes an integral part of your journey. The professor will become your mentor, a guide, and most of the times, an important part in your personal life as well. Hi friends, this is Hadika Maqsood. On this channel, I talk about scholarships, study skills, and some study tools. And today we are talking about choosing a professor for your graduate studies. Let's start by talking the steps that you need to take in order to choose the right professor for yourself. The first one, talk to your program coordinator. Every department has a graduate program coordinator, and that is the right person for you to get started. You share your goals with your coordinator, you tell them the kind of projects you are interested in and you want to pursue, and also ask the questions about the department and what kind of professors are actually available, who are the professors having adequate funding, and so on. And then the coordinator can shortlist some professors for you that you can set up an appointment and go and talk to them. One important point is you need to try to make multiple appointments with multiple professors within your same field and then meet them and then see who clicks well with you or the project matches with you, but not just the project, the person as well. Point number 2, do lab rotations. In the US, lab rotation is a very common regime. That means, for example, a specific department has 3 to 4 labs. What you have to do is within the first 2 years of your graduate studies or the first year in case of masters, do a couple of months in each lab, go on and work with the colleagues that are already there in the lab, work with the professor, and then after a couple of months you keep switching the lab to the other. The lab rotation process will help you get connected with multiple students as well as multiple professors, and will also help you understand what work is being done in every specific lab, and then you can choose based on the colleagues and the professor which lab fits you better. Point number 3, maintain healthy relationship with all of them. Try to maintain it with most of them. Yes, you have to have one major professor, but when you start your research, your thesis, you need to build a committee, and that committee will consist of 2 or more professors. So within the department or beyond, try to maintain relationship with professors, keep interaction, keep talking, talk about the research, see if you can contribute in one way or another. Point number 4, looking at the whole profile. Now, when you have to choose a professor, it's not just the research that you have to look for. You need to look at the whole profile of the professor. Have a look at the classes they're teaching, the workload that they have. One major important point that I can speak from my experience as well is how active is the professor on social media. Nowadays, given this era of social media, professors and labs are very active on Twitter. They share their work whenever they're going for a conference or doing some presentation. They broadcast it, and that is very helpful to connect to the other people around the world who are doing similar work. So look for someone who has a network, who is active in publications and conferences, and active on social media. And I'm not talking about Instagram pictures and Facebook. I'm talking about LinkedIn and Twitter, where professional setup is there and work is actually being shared between multiple institutes. Now, let's say you have chosen a professor, but after a couple of months, it's not working. Do not worry. There is a chance for you to change the professor. You can always, again, go to the program coordinator, talk about it, also talk to the professor, share your discomfort, and then choose another professor. And the universities will have certain deadlines before you can actually switch, but it's doable. Let's dive deep into choosing a junior professor versus a senior professor. This just helps you select better. Let's first talk about junior professors. The junior professors will be very active. So the point when I mentioned that look for conferences, network, publications, as well as social media, that's the point where junior professors will be really good. Then comes the easy communication. Since they're also junior, they're very active and energetic, and you might have a very less of an age difference between each other, And that will help you connect better and communicate your problem, your concern, or even your ideas more openly. Senior professors. The biggest advantage of a senior professor is that they're a lot more experienced. They would already know how publications are done, how would they work around a problem that you might face in the middle of your research. They would know how to tackle certain hindrances during your program, and so on. Another benefit is that usually senior professors, they already have an existing big network. Since they have been working for so long, they already would know people in different departments, different universities, and different countries that will fit very well with you. So you can eventually, with the help of your senior professor, can align your career perspectives, can align if, let's say, you want to move to another country and your senior professor has been knowing someone, that would be really helpful for you in the future. So I shared the benefits of both junior as well as senior professor, but which one to choose, right? I would recommend the best option is to have a combination. Like I said, you will eventually need to have a committee. So have a committee of 2 to 3 professors where there is a senior professor, a junior professor, an external professors, maybe from another university or maybe from industry. The whole point is to make the committee more diverse, have variance in your committee where there are different professors. So when you're choosing a professor or a committee, do remember that you need to have a long-term relationship with them, even after 5 years or a decade. Let's say if you want to apply for a job or go for higher studies, these professors will be your references. To conclude this whole thing, I have to say that choosing a professor is a long-term relationship. So be critical of your selection. Do not just land any professor that you would find or who is right away available. Look at your preferences, look at what the professor is doing, and then make a sound selection. I'm hoping this video was helpful and it pointed out another important point when you go for study abroad opportunity. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll try my best to answer them. Until my next video, bye bye.